then there's the glimmer of his light, and it's already too late. There's no one to yell for, no help coming. Just Maeve, alone. Wind whips at her ears, her fingers. She realizes that she is shaking. She looks down to see a new shadow, a dark stain spreading in the snow at her feet. The line of her old scar runs across her palm, now just a broken parallel to this new wound, open and bleeding, her hand slick with it. She knows what the scent of warm blood can attract out here. The thought makes her gag a little bit, but she holds it in her mind. She needs to find someplace safe, fast. She can't double back to the center. There are too many doors, too many windows, too many ways he could get in. But a wild idea works its way into her thoughts. There's still one more place, high up on the ridge where the ledge leans out over the frozen river valley. One last place to go. Far to her left, there's a sudden crack, and then the gunshot echoes through the woods around her. A warning? She can't stay here. She squeezes her fist and counts to 5, waiting to see the stutter of the flash beam one more time. Then she runs. Day 1. Maeve startles awake, her head throbbing. They've hit a bump or train tracks, and she's jostled roughly against the side of the shuttle bus, her temple smacking the window as the vehicle lurches to a sudden halt. Outside, rain lashes at the ground. A 3-hour trip up the mountain from the airport. The last village, Highwater, some 10 miles below them now. Maeve is the only passenger left. She's staring out the window into the night, her own reflection just an outline in the glass against all that darkness. Her dancer's bone structure, high cheekbones and wide eyes, dark hair lost in the black of outside. There's a heavy thud of footsteps, and then someone is there. She spins to face him. The driver, a stocky man in his late 50s, stands over her, his stubby fingers gripping her seat in the dark. He gives it a rough shake. "Better wake up, miss," he says. "We've got a washout. You'll have to walk." Maeve blinks. It's almost 2 in the morning, the night and weather outside the bus relentless. But the driver doesn't move until she pushes to her feet. She peers out at the way ahead. The road has turned to gravel. They are nowhere, the middle of nowhere, the middle of the night. She pulls her phone out of her pocket and pretends to check the time. 1 bar. "Where are we?" Maeve says, moving her thumbs across the screen. She looks up, feigning indifference. "I just have to text my boyfriend." The driver glances at the phone, and Maeve wonders if he can read it upside down, if he sees the blank name field and knows she's lying. She's so sick of this. All the lies women have to tell to try and protect themselves. "Only half a mile, miss. Maybe less. We better get on with it." Maeve pretends to hit send all the same. Outside the bus, the rain is turning into ice pellets or something worse. She steps down, and her long hair whips against her eyes, instantly soaked. She pulls an elastic off her wrist and ties her hair up high on her head before slinging her pack onto her shoulders. The driver hauls up the cargo door and heaves her duffel bag out and onto the ground, where it lands in the muck. She bends to retrieve it. The bag holds all her dance gear, the whole reason she made this trip in the first place. 2 weeks in residence at the Highwater Center for the Arts, and a dance studio of her very own. Her first real studio time in 5 years. Her first time away from her children, ever.